do an intro?
No, you gotta do an intro.
Definitely gotta do an intro. You gotta bring somebody on your podcast and do an intro.
So do the intro last.
Right. So it's called intro. Father God, we thank you so much for this moment. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for these two young men who are continuing to do your work, Lord God. Continue to walk in your ways. I ask that your spirit labor with us during this time of communicating. I pray that we worship you in words and deeds, what we say and what we do, Lord God, may bring glory. May you give us the knowledge, wisdom, and the understanding to say what needs to be said during this podcast to reach your people. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the S.O.S podcast. I'm back again with my co-host Semetrius. She from the last episode. And today we have somebody special. When I say special, I mean special. We talking about hoops worldwide. Today we have our very own Britney Jones. How you feeling today?
Can't complain. All is well. All is well. All is well.
Let's get
Thank
this.
you for having me on.
No problem. No problem. It was funny enough. We just ran into each other Monday, and I'm like,
We did.
do you want to do the podcast? Sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love to come on and, you guys are doing some amazing things with, interviewing people from the community and shedding light on what's going on in the community. Because if you don't shed light, then we don't know. So I'm
I
here.
appreciate that. Well, let's get this started. Let's talk about life before basketball. Specifically, growing up, just like me and my friend here, you grew up in Chicago, specifically from the
Yeah.
area. So tell us where that story began at.
Oh man, born and raised in Chicago. A lot of people don't know that at 4 years old, I asked for a basketball rim for Christmas. And my mom was like, "What? A basketball rim at 4 years old?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "I'm absolutely positively sure. Buy me a rim, for Christmas." And I was 4 years old asking for a basketball rim. And so when she did that, it was on from there. I used to tumble though. I used to flip, and my mom had called Jesse White tumbling team. She had called them early on, and I had missed the auditions by one day. We had called the day after. They was doing like all of the callbacks and to come and to tumble and stuff like that to try out for the tumbling team, and I missed it by one day, and so I wind up not joining the Jesse White tumbling team. But after that, I was flipping and tumbling and stuff like that. So it was that in basketball coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we get into that, let's talk about like the first instances of basketball. Like you said, at 4 years old, you know, you had already won a basketball run. But talk us through that first middle school, that first high school, because you just like a lot of people that I've been interviewing so far went to Marshall.
Yeah.
And from what I'm wondering,
Yeah.
like Marshall just got all of
Marshall
the
is
hoops.
legendary.
That was the powerhouse though.
You go to Marshall,
That was
they
the
know you can
powerhouse.
hoop.
Yeah.
They know you can hoop.
Yeah. From Arthur Ag up into, Cappy Pondexters, the Sabrina Mentors, the Karan, he like all of them, Pat Bev, like in the 90s, 80s and 90s, Marshall was a powerhouse.
Okay.
So for me, girls basketball was Marshall. It was only Marshall. So I was in middle school, and my mom, some guys kept telling her like, "Hey, you need to reach out to Dorothy Gators."
Okay.
And my mom was like, "I don't even know who that is." And then someone else watched me play in the alley, and they was like, "That's your daughter?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's my daughter." Da da da. And I was about 8 at the time, and they was like, "You need to call Dorothy Gators." Now this is the second person that said that, and so my mom was like, "Okay, let me just reach out to see, what they're talking about." Da 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 da.
Second time.
So that was the second time. So she called Marshall. She was like, "Hey, I'm looking for Dorothy Gators." Like, I don't even know who I'm asking for.
Right.
She's supposed to be the girls basketball coach here. So they was like, "Okay, let me put you through." So my mom was like, "Hey, I got this kid. She's my daughter. She's 8 years old. She can really, really play. She played tonight at the Golden Dome." So Miss Gators, so solid, such an amazing woman. We're gonna get to that later, but such an amazing woman. So she told my mom, she's like, "Hey, I got some things going on at the house. If I can get that done and come and watch your daughter play, I'm coming." I look up and there's Miss Gators and Fred. I was like, oh my God. My heart was literally in my shoes.
Okay.
My heart was in my shoes because I know who this is, and they come to watch me play and I'm 8 years old. So I wasn't playing with girls, I was playing with guys at the time. And I believe I had a pretty good game, nervous as crap. I had a pretty good game. So after that, she was like, okay, she can play, but let's get the fundamental side of the game that she needs because my game was really raw. I came from hooping in the alley. Right. I came from hooping in the alley, so the gift needed to be sharpened a little bit more. So they hooked me up with small fry, and from that point on, it was really it was for real basketball. Once I started learning the fundamentals with small fry, oh, it was over. It was over.
Um, so you talked about Arthur Ag,
Yeah.
Miss Gators. Who else inspired you during in that period of time to take basketball that serious?
First of all, the guys in the alley.
Yeah.
First of all, the guys in the
That's
alley
what's
had me to
That's
take
where
that
it started.
serious. I'm not even gonna lie, that's where it started because the things that they would do, like the 32s, I'm
tough.
this small, wet. If you flick this, if you do this to me, I'm shooting across the alley. So like, they inspired me to be better because I'm back here trying to get the ball. I'm not getting the rebound at 32. I'm not getting a rebound. You know how it is. 21, you're not getting.
He got a better chance.
It's 14 people under the goal.
I'm waiting that ball to go tip.
Exactly. I'm waiting for you to tip it.
You
So
got
what
to.
I started doing is I'm like, I know I'm not getting a rebound. Okay, I'm gonna start playing one-on-one defense on everybody. I'm just learning how to pick your pocket. So I started like timing.
Yeah.
I started like timing like the dribble. And most guys don't have it on the stream. Not yet. I mean, we in the alley. Most guys, they can't really. I mean,
Right.
You'll have like
just a few.
You, know,
You got a few.
that can.
You got a
Yeah.
few. So I started timing it because I knew I wasn't getting a rebound under the goal, under the crate. So I was just started playing one-on-one defense, and I would learn how to time it. And I was seatbelting everybody. I was seatbelt everybody. So like they inspired me to like figure it out, because I can't do anything about my height, but you can do something about figuring it out.
Right.
So they inspired me. And then Cappy Pondexter, like Cappy used to, a lot of people don't know that, but they'll know it now. Man, Cappy took me under her wing early. Because mind you, I was 8, 9 years old playing with Marshall, like AAU, playing with them at the YMCA. So I was around them really early. Sabrina Mentor, she was a big part of me coming up. I remember and actually, I want y'all, when y'all leave here, Sabrina Mentor is cold. Like, she one of them ones. Like, if you do a little research on who Sabrina Mentor is, one of them ones, I'm telling you, like Cappy Pondexter, the Patrick Beverleys, she's one of them. And I remember like being 9 or 10 years old at the Y, and we was playing around, and one of the guys thought like he was just so cold. He was so cold, and Sabrina was like, I got a girl that'll kill you, bro. I got a girl that'll she'll put. So I'm on the other end, and she was like, hey, Brittany, come here. So I'm like, don't put me on the spot. What if I can't beat them?
Yeah,
But it's situations like that where like the older girls and the OGs believed in me, from a young age. So it kind of make you lock in and be like, okay, this serious. Like, this for real. Like, I got something here. So that's what it was for me. Yeah.
Shout out to the OGs.
Sure.
I probably want to have the basketball aficionado that I have now without them.
Yeah.
That great work.
Yeah,
That
man,
great
what?
work do it.
It gets you right.
That great work do it.
It gets you right. Like, I'm kind of glad that crate era was my era and not now the driveway, because the driveway will teach you the fundamentals, but the crate will teach you like that grind though.
Mm-hmm. Gotta watch out for them runs. Gotta
Man, teach you the grind, everything, how to be tough. Like, it's plenty of days I would cry, literally cry because I'm losing. Like that meant, and I'm like, run it back, run it back. I done lost 30 times, run it back with tears in my eyes. But it teach you that grind. So the crate days, you can't erase the crate days.
We got to start bringing back playing one-on-ones with people.
Yeah.
Just like random,
We
like,
do.
because you get them little things where it's like one person on one side of the court, other person on the other side. I learned the best type of training is when you get somebody. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's only so much you can do. Imagine and what the defense gonna do rather than just playing with somebody.
Yeah, that's how I grew up though. Playing 1-on-1.
I love
All
playing.
1-on-1.
I love playing
1-on-1s, 2-on-2s. That's how I grew up.
But you lose, Day Day.
No.
Lose.
No.
Not you losing. You was
First
losing.
off, I won the one on Monday. Did I not?
We didn't have.
No.
Okay, you did have one.
Yeah,
You did win the one on Monday.
Yeah,
But I'm still up in our.
Yeah, we won.
It don't count.
That's history.
That's history.
history.
Oh, okay. So we gonna just excuse the
Yeah,
rest.
we won the 3-on-3 with us. Stop at the bro. Stop doing. Stop doing that.
My shot.
And then Tuesday, same thing happened.
Oh, yeah,
Even though I only won one game, my place was tweaking.
Yeah, I won 4.
Who guarding me? I don't know. I'm guarding somebody else.
You was getting buckets.
He was getting open.
I was open. They just went guard. They wouldn't step up.
I'm saying I can't look. I as a love as someone who loves defending people, I cannot guard 2 people. I cannot guard.
You can. You fast enough. That's why I call you Speedy Gonzalez, man. You
okay? But I can't do that every position.
You can.
No, I cannot. It's not.
You're
that
fast
simple.
enough to do that.
5 games in, no.
Come on, man.
Okay, so what's your excuse for the first 4?
First 4. Oh, bad transition defense. No, I say it like
he
that.
He needs some great work. That's exactly what he needs. He needs some great work.
Then we lost the second game. Look, first off, only played like 3 games. Only in one of those games that y'all played, only played one of them.
You might need some great work.
That's
okay. That's okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you.
No, you're right.
You're right. Nah, I'm messing with you.
He taking this seriously.
Nah,
we got a league to start next week.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah, we do got the league coming up soon.
So you better have some defenders on your team. I'm not gonna be playing 1v4 transition defense.
No, we don't. You know, I'm a defend for sure. And me and you are enough, but I'm still not fully healthy, so we're gonna need at least one more person.
Well, it depends. I mean, I don't really believe in the other team that we going against. Because if Sam got little Sam on his team, he's cooked. Well, anybody cooked. Cause I'm finna start playing defense for real again. And not that. Nah, I'm beating you to your spot. That's the defense I'm gonna start playing. Yeah, a lot of people don't have to play defense no more.
That's true.
He said he on your bump.
Yeah. So make sure you got your car seat ready. That's all you can be doing. But back to the matter at hand. My bad. I know it's not about me. So we get done with Marshall. We graduate from Marshall.
Yeah.
Now we get into the college round. Take us to that transition.
I think I'm missing something.
What?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like we missing like what favorite player that you have? What favorite player that you watched that was like?
I didn't.
None.
She was the favorite.
You was your
no.
One of one.
No, I didn't have a favorite player. I really didn't. I didn't look up to anyone. I didn't idolize anyone's game. I didn't. I really didn't.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't.
Okay.
Now back to what I was saying after you really
I just had to ask. Most people have a favorite player.
I didn't.
We cook at Marshall, we finish Marshall, graduate Marshall.
Yeah.
Now we get into the college game. Talk about that transition from high school to college. That being is
first the summer before college.
Summer before college. I didn't even have a summer before college. I graduated in June and I had to be on camp. I graduated in May and had to be on campus in June. So I had maybe 2 weeks to prepare for college. So that transition was quick, 2 weeks of a transition because down there to take summer classes and then work out. So we working out with the team, we doing conditioning, weights. That was definitely a transition. I didn't tell anybody. I have never told anybody this. The first conditioning day, I'll never forget it. The very first conditioning day, we were running sprints, we were running miles around the lap. Now, mind you, it's Birmingham, Alabama, in the middle of the day at 12:30, so it's scorching hot. It's scorching hot. I can't feel myself. So we hitting the track. We doing our conditioning drills. And at the end of the drill, my legs was literally, I never told nobody this. My legs were literally shaking. So much so that I was so tired and my body was just so what are we doing and shocked, I peed on myself. Literally, I stood there on a football field and I just started peeing on myself. And I was like, I got back. I don't think I even had classes that evening. I got back to my room. I didn't even take a shower. I didn't even take a shower. This is how depleted my body was. I didn't even take a shower, and I slept for the rest of the evening. I kid you not. I didn't get up until the next morning to go to 6:38 to go to 6:38 workouts in my classes. I was that tired. So when you talk about preparing for the next stage or preparing from high school to college, it is real, and you need to prepare. That is not something that you just, now maybe some programs, all programs aren't the same, and all conditioning and weights and stuff like that isn't the same, but our coaches was no joke at UAB when it came to conditioning, being better, being stronger. And my body was just like, okay, this is different. This is really, I literally, like, my body was like, I was done. I was done. So when you talk about the transitioning from high school to college, it's definitely a transition. And no, you can't really prepare for it. I don't think you can really prepare for the journey that you're about to embark on. It's just finding how to conform, you know, learning the ins and outs, doing it every day, conditioning every day, lifting every day, practicing every day, and then eventually, your body will conform. I had got a freshman, you know, all conference, freshman team that year too, so I was able to like perform and
How important was it mentally for you to, the transition from all levels of basketball that you started from, and like, how was it? Like you said, you gave us a story of like you never being that exhausted, and you felt like right then and there that might have been your limit, but you surpassed that.
Yeah.
So how strong mentally did you have to be to keep evolving over the course of time?
So you get glimpse of being good, and you're like, and in that journey. So in that journey where you're like, because I didn't think I was good enough, man. Like, I'm like, I was questioning myself going into college. I'm like, am I really good enough to compete on this level? Am I, can I succeed? Can I be prosperous? On this level? And it wasn't until I started seeing glimpse. I started seeing glimpse of like scoring and like defending, and then that's when it started clicking. Like, if you just keep doing this and get comfortable, you'll be good. So I think mentally you have to give yourself an opportunity to grow. You have to give yourself an opportunity to mess up. So you can't be too so hard on yourself that you like the first month or the first couple of months where you just not getting it. Because some players have problems with learning the plays and remembering the plays. Some point guards like myself have problems with like remember the 1 through the 5, because as a point guard you got to know everybody's position. But so you got to show yourself a little bit of grace because you're growing, you're learning, this is new. And so, like, the mentality of that is like, you have to grow. Caitlin Clark is like the perfect example from the transition from college to WBA. The first half of the season, it was tough. It was really tough. She was turning the ball over. I think she had like 11 turnovers one game. Mm-hmm. So it's just that getting comfortable. You got to get comfortable on that level. You have to get comfortable. Now, the second half of the season, what happened?
She turned the
exactly. So it's just getting comfortable. And so you have to remind yourself, and you ask what's the mindset, you just have to remind yourself, this is new. I'm learning. Give yourself grace to mess up and to find your way and to find your place. And you got to get comfortable. That's all it is in the next phase. You just have to get comfortable. It was like that from transition from college to professionally, playing in Europe. You got to get comfortable. That game is different. Sometimes it's slower, sometimes it's faster. The referees with the sweep through, that's a travel. Sometimes with the up and under, that's a travel. So
what?
Oh yeah. You lift that back foot, boom, and you go to the basket, you lift that back foot, that's a travel all day long. Try to get it and rip through and on step, travel. So it's just getting comfortable with the game and how it's being played. And the more you play, the more comfortable you'll be. And you got to keep your confidence too. Confidence is like 100% of everything is confidence. If your confidence is stripped, it's gonna be really, really hard. But if you have confidence and but you hadn't got comfortable yet, the comfortable part is coming, but the confidence is there. So you still taking the shot. You know what I'm saying? You still sitting down I'm sitting down in front of Diana Taurasi. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting down in front of Angel McCoughtry. I'm sitting down with Brittany Griner. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just getting comfortable, but the confidence was there. It's just getting comfortable on that next level.
You hear
What would
that,
you
Charlie?
say?
I can guard you now.
What would you say a winner looks like?
Oh,
That's too early of a good question though. That's like
what a
big
winner
question.
looks like. I think a winner can't be defined by the world's view, because you might say I'm not a winner because I ain't make it to the league. I ain't make it to the W. You know what I mean? You might say I ain't a winner because I ain't win four state championships in a row at Marshall. So what you define as a winner, I might not define as a winner. So I think what I define, you have to define that. The actual person have to, because if I allow everybody to define me as a winner, I'm messed up. So I'm like, so you like, oh B, you ain't winning Euro League championship yet. You ain't no winner. You ain't cold. And so I supposed to digest that and be like, yeah, you right. I ain't no winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you personally have to set the bar as to what winning looks like for you. For in my eyes, I won. I'm 15 years in. I'm about to enter my 16th year of being a professional. I got 10 championships. You know what
How
I
many
mean?
people can say that?
You know what I mean? I'm in training camp. I got a training camp offer with Chicago. I got cut on the last day, and I've been playing. European. I've been professional ever since. I'm 37, and I'm still being called to do what I do. In my eyes, I'm a winner. But to somebody else, they might be like, "Man, you ain't no winner." You know what I mean?
I don't know. You showing that trophy case.
The trophy case, the trophy
Trophy
case.
case don't lie.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that don't
The
lie.
resume is crazy. The MVPs, the guard of the years, the player of the years. It's crazy. It's crazy. So for me, I'm for sure a winner. For sure.
Going back to what you said about the difference from the EuroLeague and playing women's basketball in America, which one do you find more difficult when it comes offensively and defensively? When it like making plays, like you said, when it comes to like coaching and repping, which one do you
Yeah,
think is more
it's a
difficult to
little bit more
play in?
difficult. Probably EuroLeague. But then you have to remember, like the same players, the same W players that's in the WNBA, they play in the EuroLeague too. And
Yeah.
like a lot of the Europeans that's in the WNBA, they also play in the EuroLeague. So EuroLeague is like one of the top leagues in Europe. So you're gonna play a lot of W players, and so like I would definitely say the the EuroLeague is a little bit tougher because these girls been playing since they've been playing professionally since like 12 or 13.
That's really common in like Europe.
Yeah, they've been playing. It's like I just played with a Serbian, Yobi, and Yobi. I think Yobi's first professional game was like 15. At 15, I was a freshman. She was 15 years old playing with
Cause
professionals.
cause like I was watching the court go, a lot of them they actually go to like their school, like think of it as like college. They're a major
Yeah.
is basketball,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. So that's why they
Mhm.
be getting in the Euro leagues like 16,
Mhm.
17, 18 years old.
They leave the high school classroom, and then they go into the academy, basketball academy, and the next week they got a EuroLeague Euro Cup game against professionals. They 15, 16 years old. So like they've been playing professionally a lot longer than I have, and they've been playing together too a lot longer. But when it comes to like the referees and stuff like that, you don't get a lot of calls. In some leagues, you just don't get the calls that you would get in the W. So sometimes you just have to play through a lot of stuff. You have to keep your composure. You have to be disciplined, and learn the game. Learn the game, especially the league that you in. You got to learn that game. You definitely have to learn it, like on steps, the travels, the how you defend, getting over the screens. You, I would say it's a little bit more difficult Euro League. to conform and to kind of get adjusted to their game more so than the W. Because the W rules, you've been playing that way your whole life. But Euro, the Euro League games and the Euro Cups, Europe period, you haven't been playing that way.
Right.
So it's a little bit different to adjust, I would say.
So let's start getting back into you being a 10-time champion.
I'm a winner.
A 10-time champion.
Period.
You literally have more championships than Jordan and LeBron
Yeah.
Combined.
You feel me? You basically got more championships than Magic Johnson and Curry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would say, if this is not too long, what were your top 3 seasons that ended in a championship? And this could be because you felt like your team was at its greatest when it came to teamwork and collaboration. It could have been because it was your favorite season statistically, or it could have been like something happening in your personal life and it just gave you that extra drive. So
I would definitely say my first championship in Romania. We had a really good team that year. I think this was 2014 or 13, maybe 14. This is my very first championship. I had just came from Iceland. I was averaging like 31, 30 in that league. So that was a really good year for me. But then I go into a season where it's 6 Americans, five to 6 Americans, and all of us can play. All of us can play. All of us can score the ball. All of us. And so I had to adjust my game a lot because I'm going from shooting every shot to getting selective shots. So now I have to play a role because I'm not getting the 20 or 25 shots that I was getting the year before, the last 2 years. So for me, that was a really good year for me because I learned how to adjust. I learned how to play a role. I learned how to take selective shots and take good shots. So and that team was really, really good. But I've been my first year, then the team was good, and we actually won that year. It was Romania League was really tough that year. So for me, that's number one. Number two would probably be, I would say, my championship in Belgium. I'll probably say that team was really good. We was a Euro League team that year. Um, we it was a really good team. We had a lot of talent that year. And then I would say the third one would probably be my another Romanian team that I played on a couple of years ago. We went undefeated in the league the entire season. We went undefeated from beginning until the end. We didn't lose a Romanian league game, didn't lose a playoff game, didn't lose a cup game. So we won the cup championship that year, and we also won the league championship that year. And Euro Cup, we went 6-0 in our group. When we came out of group, we went 2-0 in that group, and then we lost to a French team. And we fell short of winning the Euro Cup. But that year was an amazing year.
it's always the French.
Yeah, always
See, Wemby.
always the French.
No, they've been tough.
No, France is tough.
In general, especially like in basketball, they
They're tough.
even
Tony Parker.
before
Yeah,
Victor.
the French
got-
league is the tough league anyway,
Yeah,
men and women. The French league
You
is tough.
got Nicholas Batum. Shout out to Nicholas Batum. He cool. Evan
Yeah.
Fournier. But I
French
think it's
league
like
is really tough.
it's different because like I've been seeing it like on the NBA or like just like the FIBA Cup. Like
Mhm.
the play style is different.
Oh,
And like
yeah.
you said, when it comes to like selecting a role.
Yeah.
Now you see Evan Fournier now. What team is he on again? Magic, right?
I don't think he's signed right now.
Oh, well,
He was on the Knicks.
you know my point that I'm trying to get to. Evan Fournier, you probably think of him as a role player.
Hmm.
When the FIBA Cups come or them Olympics come,
Yeah.
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 Because he gets to
Role
play his
different.
game.
Yeah,
He
the
plays
role's
his game.
different.
dang.
Absolutely. But
And
that's
the
the thing, though.
He won't win the NBA. Then
That's the thing. Patrick Beverly talks about it all the time. He talks about it all the time about how he was. Look at how he played at Marshall in Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
And,
man.
and in
I've
Europe,
heard
Bucket.
and then look how he
stories.
played in Miami. But it's selective roles, and you have to either conform or you're not gonna play.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Either conform or you're not gonna play, and it's that simple. So I'd rather conform.
So I was looking at like Ronnie and stuff like that. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like he's definitely getting to his game now, which I'm really happy for.
Yeah,
'Cause I really wanted him to spend like another year in college,
just gotta get comfortable.
dominate. But for him, everybody was like, "Oh, he ain't gonna do nothing with S NBA.
He didn't. The
But
team
for
that he
him
was
to go
on
into the
didn't
G
even know.
League and drop 30 balls,
Lets you know that he can play.
it lets you know that he
can play.
He can play. He's not.
He's
He's just not ready.
enough, yeah.
He's not ready. I mean, I think it like again, it's the part of being comfortable. The more you play, the more comfortable you'll be. So I think with him, it's just like logging in more minutes. I think for him, just logging in more minutes, continuing to play, get up and down, and I think he'll be fine. The talent is there. You can see he can play. He remind me of Eric Bledsoe. That's who he remind me of. He remind me of
Big Bron.
big, stocky body. You
Big
know, can
Bron.
get to the basket, got the mid range, can shoot the three. He remind me so much of Eric Bledsoe. So I just think it's just adjusting and getting comfortable.
He played
Yeah,
defense.
Blake got so much
Angel
in.
Angel Reese, please.
You like her?
Get a sky hook. Get you a sky hook. Or watch some Zach Randolph.
Bro, it's harder.
Plus-
It's harder to do that when you literally the person guarding you is literally your same height and a little bit faster or stronger than you. And remember, she's gonna get there, bro. She's gonna get there. Give her some
Yeah,
time.
her game.
She gonna get there, bro.
So Caleb Carter beating her right now.
But you gotta realize the same team that Cleveland got drafted to already got somebody like Aaliyah Boston with them.
They're
You know
gonna be
what I'm saying?
good this year too.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
Indiana's
Like,
gonna be really good this year.
you gotta realize they already had pieces. They just needed Caitlin to figure out her role for real.
Indiana gonna be really good this year.
But speaking about that, how do you feel about this rise in like I don't want to say vision, but like people paying more attention to women's basketball in general.
I love it, and I think we need to stop the narrative of like all the W just getting good. No.
No, it's been good. But
Rewind.
Maya Moore,
Reggie
tape.
Miller's sister dropped
Check the
like
tape.
100 points.
Check the tape. They been getting buckets. It's been going live. LA and Minnesota Lynx and like they been going crazy. Chicago, Deladon, like funny story. We was in shout out to Deladon that just retired. She said she done. So we in camp. We in training camp. And I think this may be my first or second day in training camp. Now mind you, Elena is like she's like the first pick. I think Deladon was the first pick that year. And so we got I'm in mind you, I'm in camp with Epiphany Prince, Deladon, Sylvia Fowles, Tamara Young, and a few more others.
Yeah, that's tough.
So
That's tough.
So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, the confidence part.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, because a point, it's not like I'm a 2 or 3 guard. No, you're a point guard, which means that you have to run this team. So how can I tell Epiphany Prince where to go? How can I tell Elena Deladon where to go? How can I tell, you know what I'm saying, what's her name? Stewie. She play in New York. She back in Chicago now. I think of her name. Vandersloot. Courtney Vandersloot. How can I tell Courtney Vandersloot where to go, right? So we in training camp, and we doing this drill. We get up and down, blah blah blah. And I'm in a group with Deladon. And so somebody shoot the ball, and Elena gets it off the backboard. Now, mind you, this is what I'm used to. You get off the board, you give it to me. I start the break. That's what I'm thinking. She got that mark off the back. She got that mark off the backboard. I'm like, woo, one time, like we normally do. Man, she looked me up. Something cold went down coast to coast. I think Deladon like 6'6", 6'5", 6'6". She got that mark off the backboard. Went coast to coast, boom, boom, basket. I said, oh, okay, this is what we doing. This different. Oh, this different. This different. Like this different. So and that the game been like that though. So for the players to get paid the way that they're playing, the viewership, the sponsorship, it's been overdue. And I love it. I'm definitely here for it. For sure.
Because I watched a story. I cannot believe I forgot her name, but Reggie Miller's sister.
Yeah.
Cheryl Miller.
Cheryl.
So I read one of her interviews with I think it was like I forgot who podcast, What is about the story about when she came home and had that 107-point game,
105. She
105,
and almost a
and
double,
Reggie,
almost a triple double at that.
That's crazy.
I think she was like 3 assists away from a triple
and
double.
Reggie was
Yeah.
like, "Mom, what more can she do?" And it's like, man, y'all gotta look to the men out there. Y'all keep thinking these women don't know how to hoop.
Nah, man.
They
We've
will
been
cook
hooping.
you.
Nah, we've been hooping.
And then it's like, cause I see it a lot in like
We've been hooping.
rec games, and it's like
We've been hooping.
you not giving them the opportunity. Like it's not just because it's a female or just because it's like a kid.
It's
Just
like that
because
though.
it's
It's like that even now. Like when we was playing the Jordan 3-on-3 with the guys and the girls. I think I went like 4 or 5 possessions without touching the ball because they didn't think I could play. So when they swung it to me, I got busy, and then it was like, oh, okay.
I'll go ahead and take care of that.
We can swing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's still women right now, even in the sports, we still have to prove ourselves that we can play.
But I also feel like it's more of like, even as a point guard, when you're going back to like, how do I play with all these people?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I know Meech has usually seen me do is I literally ask the players like, where do you want me to be at? Where do you want the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Where's this? Where's that? And I think that's one of my favorite things to do as a point guard because it's like I can't read your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I can't without because I mean we can talk on the court
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we call out plays. That's cool
Mm-hmm.
because we're gonna stop the play.
Right.
And that's what's like when I play with females. It's one of those things where it's like if I don't share the rock,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't gonna never show that you cooking.
Right.
You
Yeah. Yeah.
But that could be said for not even just women, for like just anybody. But I say women in general because it's like once again, you can make or break the team
Mm-hmm.
because now you can either A win together or B want to point the finger.
Absolutely.
That's my thing.
Especially when we in an era of almost becoming positional as basketball. So it's now like you can hoop. You know your role. You know how you want to play. Cool. That's the reason why when it comes down to me, you know you give it to me in a clutch moment. I got you. You know if I'm in the corner, I got you. You know what I'm saying? You know I can defend a little bit. But you wouldn't have me go full on ISO with somebody real quick. It's not me.
But also at the same time, I'm not looking dead at you, crossing over until a 1-for-3. You feel me? I've never done that before. Yes, I.
Yes, you.
I don't do it no more though. Can we at least say that?
I give you that. I give you that.
Yeah, I also think we in the era. I think this has been said a lot. We've been in an era of basketball where we highlight. That's why a lot of people don't watch modern NBA because they don't feel that same team chemistry.
Yeah.
Because I'm now watching and I'm like, they don't feel the same.
I think that's why college basketball is so important to watch.
Oh man, when I watched that when that Caitlin Clark, well, like actually those past I think 3 or 4
You should have seen
college basketball. Even its current one.
Basketball. It's good team basketball.
Fantastic. Ooh, the men's.
It's good team basketball being played for sure.
No, in college you definitely go get that experience. So.
I think college sports in general, you gonna get that experience.
That team play for sure.
That team love is so crazy.
For sure.
Duke, you suck.
No, I needed them to lose. Michigan State should have won the whole thing, or UConn. But UConn got cheated early against Florida.
I don't care. Florida had they
cheated. They cheated early.
No, they
we were supposed to three-peat. UConn was supposed to three-peat, but it's okay. My girl Paige made UConn still win. So
there we go. UConn still won.
Nah, shout out to you.
I was going with South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah, I wanted South Carolina. I was hurt. I didn't want LSU to lose so early either. I wanted them to make it.
No, this year was crazy.
Yeah, this year was crazy.
This year was crazy.
But I wouldn't say that WNBA is definitely going to be even crazier. And we got to start watching your games within EuroLeague.
For sure.
Because I wouldn't say. I feel like everybody should start watching different leagues in general. I feel like everybody just so used to watching NBA. Mm-hmm. It's like the only thing to watch. That's when I was so excited. Right I try to like compare it to like, I don't know if you watch it, but wrestling. Growing up, we always watching, WWE, stuff like that. But then it's like, we especially when Vince was involved, started getting stale. So now it's like, okay, what else can I watch?
Yeah.
And I think during that era, we definitely had TNA, and I think this was AJ Styles was still in TNA. That was around the time with Hulk Hogan and Daniel was in it.
06 to 20.
When I started watching it was like Hulk Hogan and Daniel was terrible. But then you also got Lucha Underground. Now you got AEW. Now you got all these places where people can watch and people can go.
Yeah.
And I think when people start realizing that, you know, the NBA basketball is wasn't just that. That's why I'm so happy that I'm learning about these leagues, learning about the Euro League, learning about the African League, because now I'm seeing like
more basketball. Yeah.
more sports,
more basketball.
and then you also get basketball that's not restricted by sponsorship or like basketball that's not a business. Now you got people who play it because they love the sport because it's the sport.
Yeah.
So
and that's most definitely you for sure.
Oh, for sure, man. Them crowds, man. Just watching the Olympics by itself. Well,
have y'all seen have y'all watched the men's Serbian game?
Yes.
I'm gonna send you a clip of men's Serbian game. It's crazy.
They go crazy.
Nah,
soccer, bro.
It's insane.
Soccer. If you want to see insane crowds, watch football. Watch football.
Insane.
But let's talk about getting back from playing overseas, coming back to Chicago. Because you could have went anywhere else. You could have been like, Chicago not, doing it for me. Let me go LA. Let me go Miami. Let me go Texas. So what made you come back to Chicago?
This is home for me. This is home for me. And when I come back, a lot of players, current players are like, man, let's work out. Let's get some work in. So I'm always, wanting to help those players who are getting ready for college or what have you. So it's home. It's home for me. It's home. I like coming back home.
Speaking of home, like we talked about earlier, joining a lot of different leagues. I asked Charlie this before. What is your favorite league memory from any of the leagues that you played in so far?
Favorite league. Favorite league memory. I don't know. Maybe Morocco. Maybe Morocco. That was pretty cool. I played in the Marrakesh Cup a couple of years ago. Actually, that was the year they had that big earthquake. I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago. There was a big earthquake in Morocco, and I was literally there. So I was sitting on the edge of my bed in a hotel. We supposed to play the next morning. We just finished playing, and we supposed to play the next morning. So we just finished dinner. We get back to the hotel. I'm talking on the phone with a couple of my teammates, and all of a sudden, everything just started going like this. Like literally, everything is going like this. Everything.
I know that's
is going like this for about 8 seconds, and the 8 seconds felt like 2 minutes, literally, because literally everything was shaking. So at that point, we knew that it was an earthquake, and so after the earthquake, we come out of the rooms. Everybody has to evacuate. All the walls are cracked. Literally, the balcony fell off. The back of the hotel is literally like this, leaning. Some of it fell into the pool. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy. So like they had to stop the cup for a couple of days. And actually, a couple of our fans passed away in that earthquake. They were in the building, couldn't escape the building. The building kind of collapsed on him and his mom. But I say that to say that was one of my league memories, I think, because it was such a trying time for my Marrakesh family and that country. But it was a good time because of the people, amazing people, good hearts. We wound up winning the Marrakesh Cup that year. So it was a good time. I had never been to Africa before. So that was different for me. The people were cool. My coaches, my teammates, everybody were amazing. It was a good time for me. It's just sad that the earthquake happened that year. So that was something that was memorable for me, for sure.
And I would say, speaking of Morocco, once again, you've been in plenty of EuroLeague teams. What was your favorite places to travel to?
Iceland. Most definitely one of my favorite places was Iceland. The nature, the water, the people was amazing. Uh, the season. So during the season, it's always dark. So like you have like maybe a couple hours of sunlight, and then after that it's completely dark. I remember one morning because I had never been. This is my first year in Iceland, and I get up and I'm thinking like, oh, it's maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. It was maybe 10:30, almost 11 o'clock, and it was still dark outside. I was like, okay, it's different. So I go back in the summer to visit my friends, and all day it's like it does not get dark in the summertime. Like it does not get dark. The sun will set, and that's the farthest it will go. It's there, and so in the morning it rises back up, and it'll be 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and the sun is set. Literally daylight outside. So that was cool for me to experience. Iceland is really cool. Mongolia is really really nice country, good people, amazing food. So those are like my top places that I love to travel.
Um, let's bring it back to Chicago. A lot of people don't know our first meeting. Um, it happened at the Chicago Celebrity Game.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about how you were selected, getting into that, and I'm hoping that wasn't the first time you've ever done a Celebrity Game.
No, I think that was maybe my third year. I think when I met you, that was like the third celebrity. Because the first one was at Marshall. And I learned that by way of, yeah, this guy named Creative Scott. He's really good friends with Twister. And I've been knowing Creed since I was a kid. And Creed was like, hey, you want to play in a celebrity game? You'll be playing with Twister. And that's how me and Twister became cool,
So
too.
you know what's funny? If this is Creative Scott that I know, I'm really close with his wife, Monique Scott.
Yeah. Yeah, good people. Good people. They teach the firearm classes.
Okay.
Yeah, the considered carry classes. They teach those. So I've been knowing Creed since I was a kid.
It's just a very small world.
Yeah.
We've talked to them multiple times. Once again, I don't know if you know her, Keisha Collins. We do once again with her.
I know of her. Yeah.
And then once again, I grew up with Monique because I went to the Homer Square
Okay.
summer camp a couple of times.
Yeah.
And once again, she's the ultimate. So
yeah, definitely know
like,
Monique. She's a friend of the family. Yeah.
That's like my second OG.
Yeah, she's a friend of the family of ours too. But yeah, good people. Really good people.
But just talk more about the experience of being in those celebrity games, like meeting all the Chicago-based celebrities.
I think it's really, really cool, but I need to network more because now that I know what I want to do after basketball and what I want to do now, I need to network more. So rubbing elbows with those guys and those men and women who are in the industry of acting and radio and podcasting or whatever entertainment and music, I need to rub elbows more. So to be in those celebrity games, being around them, it's an amazing time to network. It's an amazing time to exchange, contact information, depending on what you want to do. So I think it's really cool. I like it.
If you were to make a celebrity game, I would say team that would include you, and I would say 7 other people.
Yeah.
Who would that team be?
Oh wow, definitely Taco. I don't know if y'all know Taco, the rapper Taco. He's up and coming rapper. Definitely Taco. I like D-Lo. D-Lo can hoop too. I like him. D-Lo can hoop.
Yeah, well,
let me see.
I mean, he did go to Whitney Young.
D-Lo went to Whitney Young?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He can play. I like him. I actually like playing with. I don't think we ever played with each other. I think he played on the opposite teams of me.
D Rose is retired, so if he shows a certain game,
that's like a no-brainer. It's like a no-brainer, and probably either AG. AG don't really be popping out no more anymore like that. And I don't know.
I tried to get an interview with him. So AG.
With AG?
Yeah.
Really?
He came up to the school a couple months ago to talk about hoop dreams. So AG, if you watching this,
have you gotten in touch with him?
Yeah, but he's a busy man.
Man, AG will do anything for you. I'll reach out to him.
Okay.
I'll reach out to him. AG, that's like my uncle almost. He's like an uncle to me. I remember he came to a Marshall game. I was a senior at Marshall, and I had a really good game that night. And so me and my god brother Corey, he's really good friends with AG. So one night he was like, "Hey, come ride with me, B." Da da da. So I come. We went to go hoop, and then we go to AG house, and we was watching basketball. And again, I was speaking from a place of like, I don't know if I can, play on this level. I don't know how it is. Da da da. And AG looked at me, and he was like, "You are literally one of the best guards to come out of Marshall High School in Chicago. You need to X, Y, and Z. You need to do this. You need to do that. Get your confidence because on that level, what we were saying about the confidence is like that's a 1,000% of the game. So he was just like instilling in me, who I am, to be confident in myself and to understand that I can play on that level. So big, he's been definitely a big instrument in me where I am now for sure. For sure.
And now you have more championships than like 5 NBA organizations.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Some with championships combined.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's very tough. Well, you didn't say the rest of your team. What's that? So you got Taco, D'Lo.
I don't know who else. D-Rose. I don't know who
AG.
else. I'm gonna go with Cap for sure. We're gonna go with Cap. We're gonna go with Bev. We're gonna go with Pat. And I need a big.
We consider KG.
Jaleel.
He played in Chicago. No, Terry.
I would say you could do Jaleel. You could do
Jaleel.
Jaleel,
Or Terry Cummings.
You could go Terry.
I ain't really watched them for real. Because they so far.
Mark.
I would say Jaleel.
They came. Kiefer Sykes.
I can take Keith.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go Keith. Let's go Keith.
I can
Let's go Keith. He one of the
Keith's
ones.
nice.
I watch him a
He's
lot.
nice.
I actually watch Keith game
He's
a lot.
nice.
Kiefer is really, really good. He one of the ones.
Now,
For sure. Sharon Collins.
let's take it to the WNBA level.
Yeah.
You used to start your own squad,
Yeah.
past or present. Who on
Yeah.
that team?
Oh, I want to hear this because
I gotta play. I've never graced a court with Cappy professionally, and or high school because she was 4 years ahead of me. So I've never graced a court with her. So I gotta go with Cap. I have to go with we're gonna go with Maya Moore. I gotta go with Maya Moore. Enrique.
oh, that's a lot of shooting. That's a
We're gonna
lot.
go with Enrique.
I like
I'm gonna go with Chelsea Gray,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go with Asia. That's tough.
That's tough.
And the icing on the cake.
We're gonna have two subs. We're gonna go with Sabrina,
Yeah, I like that.
and then we're gonna go. I'm gonna go Emma Cannon.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm gonna go Emma Cannon.
I'm not mad at
I'm gonna
that.
go with Emma Cannon.
And to put the icing on the cake,
Go Emma Cannon.
who do you want as the head coach?
That's tough.
Pokey Chapman.
That's nice.
Pokey Chapman
That's nice.
from Chicago.
Yeah.
Pokey Chapman.
And we wanted your ref.
None of them. None of them. We
That's
don't need refs.
We ain't doing no fines. We ain't
We
dishing out.
don't need refs.
Straight,
None of them.
just straight basketball.
I think they getting these referees off eBay. Gotta be.
They
They getting these referees off Temu and eBay.
just fired.
Coach, and we just made playoffs. And are you not forgetting that we just went toe to toe with the Warriors the year they won a championship? We literally lost by one shot.
Well, at least get to play with one of the greatest
Then my Nuggets team,
prospects.
we just ain't got no coach or GM right now. So
Yeah, that's it.
You got Westbrook. That's all you need.
yeah, and now Jokic got to be MVP and coach.
Not too much on my boy Russ. Not too
I
much.
love Russ.
Yeah,
Not too much.
Russ is what got me actually like.
Russ is what got them fired.
That's my boy. I want to work out with Russ.
Russ actually
Donovan
got me
Mitchell.
into basketball.
Donovan, yeah.
Yeah, I want to work out with Donovan
Oh,
Mitchell for sure.
I'm
Anthony
gonna tag
Edwards
them. I'm gonna tag all of them.
Hey, that's gonna be too.
for sure.
I could just see him going transition like, yeah, no, come on, we finna work on this, but then just being
Yeah.
goofy the whole time.
I would say like Donovan Mitchell.
Darius Garland.
For me, Don. Then I'm gonna go
I'm wearing both.
Russell Westbrook for sure.
So I feel like
that
I have
IQ,
a better time. I
that
better have a
passing
better.
IQ is nice.
Crazy.
Russ.
So I really pick Donovan over Darius because I feel like be able to handle how he like handles the ball better than Darius would.
Okay.
Because at least with like Donovan, a lot of his stuff is more like strength, in
It
my
is.
opinion.
It is.
Whereas
strength.
Garland is like
He quick, super quick. Yeah, he's shifty, quick. But Don, I would love to work out with Don. The way he get downhill, he get into you, he can shoot it, everything. And Anthony Edwards, Russell Westbrook,
I just want to have a
Shy.
conversation with Anthony. I feel like it's like
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
one of the ones. His personality is crazy.
I feel like we had like the funniest conversation.
I seen that video with Jason Williams. He was sitting on the bench and he was ranked number 1. He get in the game, man. Get in the game.
So yeah.
We're gonna end it off on a decent note. We talked about this earlier about you wanting to film a documentary. Or you have a documentary coming in with the end of the year. We also asked a lot of people on the podcast is once you're done with basketball,
Yeah.
what plans do you have for your legacy?
So right now I'm working on directing, writing, and producing films, faith-based films. So we start filming my very first film. We start filming it next month, May 17th in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
It's a faith-based film that I have coming out called 10:05. It should be releasing by the end of this year. By the end of this year, we should be releasing. So that's what I'm working on right now. So after basketball, man, it's full time producing, writing, and directing films. That's what I want to do.
I would say probably get like 10 more championships, you know.
Ha! 10 more.
Because then you have
Man.
more championships than the Lakers and the Celtics.
Oh my goodness, another 10. That's a lot of time. That's a lot more time on the court.
You got to figure out
That's
where
a
you're going
lot.
to put all them
That's
trophies
a lot.
at.
Oh
Too.
man,
Pretty sure you can make room.
No, the trophy case already got 10 in
I'll
it.
make room. I'll make room for every jersey, every trophy, everything. Make room for all of it. So that's what I
Well,
want to do.
thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
I
you.
appreciate it.
And we got there on time.
My
2:49.
My pleasure.
2:49.
My pleasure.
Yes. But before we go, let the people, find out where to reach you, just in case they want to hoop with you, hoop against you, or train with you, or being prepared for the faith-based documentary.
So be looking out for the faith-based film. It'll be dropping by the end of this year. However, I will be dropping snippets and behind the scenes, BTS and things like that. If you want to connect with me, Brit Jones 25, Instagram, Britney BJ Jones on Facebook. I'm normally in the Lawndale area working out, and so if you guys want to come and work out with me or need some sessions, I'm here.
All right, cool. This has been Daylani. This has been my co-host, Semetrius. This has been my lovely legend, Britney Jones. We
Thanks
are
for having
done with the S.O.S podcast. Peace out. Godspeed. God bless.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
You old, ain't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to start hitting.
Woo!
When we hoop, I'm going to start hitting the